Sagittarius, you're right where you need to be. That last final bit of integration, deciding where you want to put your time, energy, and money for these new opportunities to come rushing in for your season. That is what we shall focus on, all right? Welcome to your Scorpio season Tarotscope. All right, Sagittarius, it was interesting. There was just a few succinct downloads that came in as I was shuffling and pulling these first few cards. Breath work, coming back to your breath. It was just literally an energy of breathing in, breathing out. So coming back to your breath, getting out of your head and coming back into your body, number one. Number two, it was interesting because as that figure with breathing in and breathing out, the alchemy symbol for fire came through, and it was almost like, oh, we're removing ourselves from kind of arrogant or boastful people, or just people that are full of hot air. It was interesting with the energy of breath and breathing and air energy, and then fire. And so we want to, this is what was coming through from the universe, but talk less, listen more. I think you can just sit back this season and people's true intentions will come through. You don't really have to do so much this season because you're getting a lot of integrations happening. You're not going to be moving for the first little bit. Everything will kind of come through afterwards, I think. So right now, if you have been waiting for news, an answer, a gig, paperwork, make sure that you're just focusing in on yourself, your breath, your mindset, and everything else will fall through as it should, okay? The first two cards, literally the Hermit with the Hangman. You're meant to continually do this work. I know I feel like I've been saying this every time for Sagittarians, but with that South Node transit almost done, and you're in the season right before your own. So in a few short weeks, it'll be Sagittarius season. And it's a cute little card comes through later on as like, yes, that fire, that passion, that excitement is still here. And remember, Venus is still in Sagittarius. So if there's anything that's been holding you back, or frustrations or fears or doubt, that Hermit energy is really calling you to come back to your spiritual practices, which is interesting why that was kind of coming through to honor your breath, but also literally maybe hermiting or taking time for yourself and just letting go. Also too, with the Hangman, there's the energy and influence of Neptune, or potentially something that you're not seeing properly right now, or something that you're bypassing and that's not working, and potentially might be you right now. So you need to come back to yourself and you need to kind of maybe check yourself. And I kind of love the candid, crass energy of a Sagittarius, but sometimes holding that mirror up to yourself and realizing where maybe things in your life aren't going well and taking ownership and responsibility, that can really be beneficial. A really big note with the Hermit, one, it's also linked to Virgo energy. So maybe there's a Virgo that you're literally chilling with, or that you're kind of suspended in time with, and you're kind of deciding what's to do with that situation. For everyone else, you can see that the Hermit has that lantern with the star, and they're just looking forward to the next step. You're not meant to know how everything's going to unfold, or being impatient or being frustrated. It's just day by day. Because right now, you're suspended in time. You can just let go and really dissect and decide where the best use of your time, energy, and money is moving forward. Speaking of money, the next card we have Two of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands. So I think some of you are going to have multiple offers that you will have to consider. And I mean, the Knight of Swords, I mean, it represents all fire signs, but that is such a Sagittarius energy. So I do think, Sagittarius, once you take that time for yourself to get clear, to check yourself, to see what needs to be healed and transmuted in Scorpio fashion, the offers are going to rush in. And potentially you're going to be deciding between a lot of offers of love, of money, of adventure, of travel, all the things that Sagittarians enjoy. And potentially too, with that Two of Pentacles, you may have to decide how you're going to invest your money accordingly, or are you going to take this job or spend some time elevating yourself through a course, going back to school, whatever that might be, to get the offer that's really going to excite you. I want to ensure And I don't need to tell you all this twice, but what's going to bring you passion, what's going to bring you joy, that's where I want you to consistently put your energy towards, so that, like I said, you're choosing between multiple lovers, opportunities, careers, money making potential. Okay. Yeah, and this is also too, like, don't lead other people on, Sagittarius. Like, if you're the one who is like, oh, I have multiple lovers, or I'm just gonna like take my time and do this, I think that's also potentially coming through. So if you're the one who has been dating a lot and not being committal, or like not getting back to people right away, this is just a sign for you. Is you're contemplating multiple things, decide on the one that you really want to pursue. And that way, those offers of love, excitement, money can go directly to you, because you're not dispersing your energy in so many different ways. Okay? So let's see what else is coming through. Just purple keeps coming through again and again and again. It was like lilacs, the stone of amethyst, and even again, just more alchemy symbols. So some of you are feeling like getting witchy or really leaning into your spiritual practice with this Scorpio season. It's a yes for me of just coming back to maybe those sacred roots, or what you've always been feeling is like you're connecting into a higher frequency. You're really tuning into your intuition at a greater depth. And these are all such Scorpio vibes anyway. So allow yourself to heal and to grow, because like I said, just in a few short weeks, it's going to be your season. The next few cards are great. The 10 of Cups with the King of Cups. So this is also to get potentially to that happy ending, or to wrap up a significant part of your chapter. And we were talking about this before with the Hermit and the Hangman, but now with the King of Cups, seeking out people that are going to be able to hold space for you and to allow you to work through your emotions safely and securely. If some of you have been avoiding certain things, I think that's why the Hangman is here. It's like you're meant to do this inner work now. And by aiding in that emotional healing, in that depth, in that growth, you're going to get to this beautiful, 10 of Cups. Can't really go wrong with that card. A rainbow, family, kids, laughing. And for some of you as well, with that Knight of Wands, if we're talking about love, potentially going for someone who is very much emotionally available, is working through their trauma, is actually interested in having a family, or maybe those traditional core family values that are going to allow you the freedom, because you have the stability and the structure that you can always lean on and depend upon. And now you can go and have your adventures and travel and have fun, knowing that that safety and security is there. Whether that can even be your own emotional healing. And that's an interesting tie-in as well, how I kept seeing alchemy symbols, amethyst, intuition being strong, and then the King of Cups, again, linking to water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You may be the one, Sagittarius, who's being called to stand further in that healing modality for others, whether that's physically, mentally, spiritually, or all of the above. That's really stepping into to complete a higher purpose or a higher calling. So keep that in the back of your mind as well. If you're feeling called to step further into your power at this time, especially spiritually and almost like psychically as well, that's just something that you've been growing or felt called to grow. This is a sign that it's really in alignment with your higher self. And what's interesting is, I know sometimes Sagittarians are pegged or stereotyped as not caring, emotionally distant, or unavailable, and just want to have that adventure. I don't really believe in that personally. I think every sign can have different manifestations around emotional availability or healing. But when you start choosing yourself and starting to choose other people around you where that's such a core belief, it may trigger some other issues around you, or it's going to be a new paradigm shift for you. So I want you to keep strong in your resolve, and that you're not going back to unhealthy habits, patterns, jobs, or people. With the 3 of Wands and the 7 of Wands adding to that fire energy into this mix, you want to stand firm in these new decisions, in these new shifts that you're making, because we're looking ahead. With the 10 of Cups and the 3 of Wands, there's that connection together. Where are we going? What adventures are we attracting? And are the actions that you're making every single day leading to that point? Or is it just in the old paradigm, in the old level that you already know how to do? We want to get to this benevolent level that we have people that can hold space for us emotionally, that we can be that leader as well, and not consistently go one step forward, two steps back. Because you've dealt with so much with that South Node in Sagittarius starting May 5th of 2020. It's been a full year and a half that you've been dealing with this. It's time to let go of what doesn't serve you. But again, there may be resistance from you, from other people, from your ego that wants to, like I said, dip back into old patterns or old fears around work, money, relationships, mindsets, and things of that nature. So you're really being called to break those curses, those thought patterns, and to heal, to allow these new opportunities in relationships and to fulfill a higher purpose. So don't be shocked if the universe is testing you or dangling in a seductive offer that maybe before you would jump on or that you would want to fulfill your ego with, but now you're called higher. All right. So with these with these Scorpio season Tarotscopes, my beautiful Sagittarians, I've been pulling a few cards from this Troth deck, which I'm using in terms of maybe hidden energies that we can further heal or transmute, or our shadow self that wants to integrate so that we can continue growing accordingly, okay? So I'm gonna pull a few cards, or some may just fall on their own, and we'll see what our shadow self has to say, okay? So what can Sagittarians integrate during the Scorpio season? Good. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to pick up this one that fell down. Okay. Amazing. So the energy that came through, which is interesting to me because I feel like Sagittarius is one of the most confident signs. It was almost like there was a circle missing where the solar plexus would be. It was like rusted gold and nothing was there. It was almost like you were needing to wear or focus more on your throat chakra to bring in more confidence. So speaking powerful statements, listening to songs that fulfill those mantras and those power statements, whatever that is for you. But really, if that's wearing more gold, if that's eating yellow gold, foods, flowers, crystals, whatever that is, it was like your solar plexus just coming back into your power. Some of you feel like you've been knocked down again and again and again, especially in the past year and a half. It's starting to prime yourself for all of the blessings that are coming in, because we want to feel into that frequency now as if it's already happening. So when it does come here, there's no doubt, or I can't believe this, because you've already been feeling into that frequency for quite a long time. And it's interesting because you have here in the Troth deck, it's called the Magus, the Magician, the Princess of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. So for me, again, we talked about having the Knight of Wands, the King of Cups, these opportunities. Here's kind of like, it's interesting with the Magician, Princess of Cups. It's almost like allowing yourself to feel into the fantasy, the imagination, to stretch yourself. It's not getting lost in the fairy tale or just, again, bypassing everything, but I want you to start stretching your imagination and start manifesting these realities again, becoming confident again, knowing that all the money, all the gigs, all the love, all the opportunity, all the travel is already here right now. With the Seven of Swords here as well, being aware of where you are emotionally bypassing, where you're not taking responsibility. And that's kind of, again, that Hermit and Hangman. You're meant to be where you are right now and focusing on the healing, focusing on the growth, and taking time to really stretch your spiritual self, which also came through again with the channel around the alchemy symbols. That's really going to serve you well. All right. So that is my general reading for you all. If this resonated, please feel free to share and tag with a fellow Sagittarius. If you want to go into this more in a one-on-one reading, my books are now opened for the rest of November. Or if this reading satisfied everything you needed and you want to say thank you, all tips and donations are extremely appreciated. You can find all that information in the link in my bio on Instagram or in the description of this video. Thank you all for watching. Have a beautiful Scorpio season, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.